it's Jacqueline from Succulent 613. Today's video is a complete guide to planting succulent seeds from start to finish, every detail, and it also includes an unboxing. Let the planting begin. I purchased seeds from Jenny's Secret Garden and Leafy Home. These companies were recommended to me from people on Facebook groups. They had good reviews, so I decided to order from them. Jenny's Secret Garden comes with a thank you letter. That's cute. I like the effort that she puts into her packaging. So here's how they were wrapped. Cute little labels on them, that's fun. I bought echeveria mixed seeds. Right now she has a promo that gives you an extra 10 seeds as a bonus, so you get 35 seeds instead of 25 seeds, so that's awesome. I also bought echeveria agavoides Romeo and Tiscalatengo Gorge sedum. That's a tough word to pronounce. The order also comes with detailed sowing instructions. That's super helpful. So that is essentially what you're going to be seeing in this video. Here's the package from the Leafy Home. Their packaging is really cute too. They have this fun little envelope with a heart-shaped seal. That's so pretty. Everything is nicely wrapped in here. You can see they used bubble wrap and they include a nice little thank you card also, so that's a nice touch. They also include detailed instructions on how to plant the seeds. Both companies really make this foolproof, which I love. So the seeds come in these small paper bags. They're sealed really well and labeled. This is Echeveria Rionii, San Carlos. There are 10 seeds in there. These are the Echeveria colorata. If you've never seen succulent seeds before, they are extremely tiny. You can see them here. They are as small as a grain of sand or a grain of salt. When you're planting succulent seeds, it's best to be indoors since they are so tiny and could easily blow away or get lost. Oh wow, this is really cool. They included a free gift in this order. They sent me some lithops seeds. That's so kind, thank you. Now I'm going to get the soil ready. So I've made my own mix here. I use cactus soil with perlite and vermiculite. I don't really measure anything, I just add a bunch of everything and mix it well until it feels gritty. In the past, I've used cactus soil, perlite, sphagnum moss, coconut coir, and even small aquarium rocks all mixed together. If you want to keep it simple, just mix a lot of perlite and cactus soil together and that will work fine. You don't need to get fancy. To give the seeds the best possible chance, I start by baking the soil. This should get rid of any bad bacteria, possible mealybugs, or fungus gnats. So I'm going to bake this on low at about 200 for 30 minutes to an hour. You could also microwave the soil, but since I have a lot of soil to do, I'm just going to bake it in my big casserole dish. So the soil has been cooking for an hour and I'm going to let it cool. And while I wait for it to cool, I'm going to get my seedling tray ready. I'm using this Pro Hex tray and it includes a clear lid. I'm going to remove these inserts and I'm not going to use them because I prefer to have my seeds in individual pots so I can move them around if some need different conditions than others. Here's what it looks like with the lid on. I bought this at Lowe's and I think it was under $10. You could get creative though and use other things like a salad container or the plastic containers that baked goods come in. I'm going to be planting the seeds in these square containers that I bought on Amazon. I would usually sanitize all of my pots with super hot water and a bit of bleach and soap, but since these are brand new, I won't bother with that step. I do recommend sanitizing your pots though, because it's best not to take any chances with pests or bacteria. Now I'm going to use a mesh strainer to sift some of the soil. Since succulent seeds are so tiny and the seedling roots are so tiny, they likely won't grow and be able to root in large particles of soil. So I add this sifted soil as the top ½ inch of soil in the pot, so the seedlings have an easier time rooting. So here's what it looks like. As you can see, it's really fine and there are no chunks. So I'm going to fill my pots about 3/4 of the way with the regular gritty soil And then on the top, I'm going to put a layer of that fine sifted soil. And then just tap it down and level it out, and then we're ready for the next step. The seeds have to be planted in damp soil in order to germinate, so pour water into the tray and leave it for a few hours to soak up into the soil through the bottom holes of the pot. I like using distilled water because, again, it's less likely to harm my plants compared to tap water. You could also boil some of your tap water and then let it cool and use that also. And another option would be to collect rainwater and use that. Once they've been soaking up the water and you can see that the top of the soil is damp, it's time to plant the seeds. Since the seeds are so tiny, it's best to do this indoors and use a piece of paper that's been folded to dump your seeds onto. Then you can gently tap the paper and spread the seeds around the soil. Do not put any soil on top of your seeds. And don't forget to label your pots so you know which seeds you have planted in which pots. Now that all my seeds are planted, I'm going to put the lid on, put it on a warming mat, and put it under my grow lights, or put it close to a bright window. Just make sure that they're not getting any direct sun rays because it could burn the seeds. You're going to need to keep the lid on without opening it for 5 days. You're going to see a bunch of condensation on the lid, and that's fine and totally normal. You don't need to water anything until the soil starts to become dry. After you've waited 5 days, it says to open the lid for 15 minutes twice a day to give the seedlings some fresh air. You should start to see seedlings sprouting on about day 7 to 14, but different kinds of seeds are going to take longer, so you may have to be patient. I will be recording a 7-day update, so stay tuned for that, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.